It's common knowledge that half of all marriages end in divorce. But did you know that half the people that stay married are miserable? This has led way too many people to believe that marriage is hard work at best, when it really doesn't have to be that way. I'm Stanley Collins, and I've been helping people learn how love really works for more than 18 years. So let me ask you, if there was a secret that could obliterate these miserable statistics and make love work the way you've always wanted, would you want to know what it is? Well, there is, and it's simpler than you might think. There's a well-known relationship coach, Michael Webb, that says 83% of divorces would not happen if couples could just learn how to understand each other. Now, I know this statement by itself, no matter how true, is not much help, so I've done something that I don't think anyone has ever done quite like this before. I've developed a video series that details the most essential differences we have so you can learn to really understand your partner and experience love the way you want. Now, in all fairness, I didn't discover this knowledge or invent it myself. It's always been true. I just compiled the most essential pieces of knowledge from the top psychologists who have written about how love works and put them in one place to make it easy for you to truly understand each other so you'll not view marriage as such hard work. Truly understanding our differences is far more powerful than just compromising to try to resolve conflict. Compromise is a good and useful tool, but it pales in comparison to learning to truly understand how and why another person thinks and acts the way they do. The secrets to making love work are easier than you might imagine, but are most often not what you might think, and that's where the problem has always been. For example, most relationship books are singular focused or just one person's viewpoint. Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, is a good example. This book, amazing as it is narrow in scope and primarily focuses only on understanding what makes each of us feel loved and makes it clear that it's surprisingly different for different people. You'd have to read a pile of books to learn more of a complete understanding of how love successfully works for each of us. And we know that most people will never do that. I learned one amazingly useful thing from my teenage daughter when I was building my website. She said, "Dad, you have to make it easy for them or they won't do it." That may be a sad commentary about us as human beings in today's world, but it's still true to a large degree. So I've done exactly that. I've made it easy. I've read all the books. Well, maybe not all the books. It just seems that way, and from this, I've compiled the most essential knowledge from the top psychologists who have written about how love works and put it into one video series, and it truly does make it easy for you. There's an old saying that I know you've heard. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and taking that to the next level, a video's worth 1,000 pictures. Presenting this knowledge in a video is far more useful and powerful for you in learning how to make love work in your life than just reading a book. So I'm going to show you those major differences and teach you how to understand them in ways you probably never thought about before. For example, Dr. John Gottman did a 25-year study, and from this, he wrote a book called Why Marriages Succeed or Fail. This study includes conflict styles. Gottman identified 3 major conflict styles that he found worked equally well. When couples with opposite conflict styles marry, they most often view their partner as wrong simply because they just don't understand their partner's conflict styles and what they believe about it. This causes so much contention it often leads to needless divorce. I'm going to show you how to truly understand these differences so that you will view your partner as different instead of wrong. This shift in understanding leads to compatibility and harmony instead of discord and condemnation. I'm going to show you how to make your partner feel completely loved in the way they understand and experience love instead of just the way you understand and experience love. I'm going to show you why opposites attract and why so often after marriage those opposites turn into deadly contentions. I'm going to show you how to truly understand those opposite traits and turn them into compatibility strengths because you can. Understanding is truly powerful and leads to harmony, and often a level of love that you never thought was possible. I put all this information into video form that you can own and watch again and again, because spaced repetition is the way we really learn. When you attend a class in school, almost no one can just listen to the lectures alone and pass the exam later. Most everyone has to take notes, review them later, and read the textbook in order to pass the exam. This material is no different. Have you ever noticed that you can attend a weekend marriage seminar that you thought was awesome, but nothing changes in your marriage, no matter how good your intentions were? It's because we're creatures of habit. We run much of our lives from our habits, and for good reason. If you really want to make lasting changes to how love works in your life, watch these videos over and over until these new ideas become a part of how you think and function in life, because that works. This point is so important, I want to say it in different words. Most people are willing to put large amounts of study into learning things that advance their career, but put little to none into learning how to make love work in their life, and then wonder why they can't make their relationships work. Everyone deserves love in their life that works, not just those that can afford to pay whatever it costs. So I produced 6 videos that contain the most essential information to make love work for less than $25 per video, which makes the set of 6 videos just $149.95. It's the blending of just the essential combined knowledge from the top psychologists in our country that makes this information so powerful. Now I know that many people are procrastinators and justify this by thinking they will think about it and do it later. But what really happens is their decision to purchase this video series fades and their relationship difficulties stay the same. So I'm going to help you with that. If you purchase this video set right now, I'll give you 4 of the videos free, making your total just $49.95. I don't want cost to stop anyone from learning how to make love work in their life. That's half the cost of one session with a good marriage counselor. And one session with a marriage counselor will not likely give you the knowledge to make your relationships work the way you want. This video series can do exactly that. There's nothing more important than learning how to make love work in your life the way you want. However, if you decide after watching these videos that they're not what you really want, contact my retailer. They have standing instructions to promptly refund your money for the next 60 days after your purchase, with no questions. I don't ever want anyone to feel stuck with my product if it's not what you really want. I'm Stanley Collins, and my goal is to help you understand the secrets of how love works, so you can experience love in a harmonious way as it should be. Just one more thing before you go. I've just added 2 new bonus videos that you can have free with your purchase today that I thought you'd like. The first video is a formula on how to find the love of your life after you've been divorced. Laura Craig, the assistant producer of Channel 4 in the United Kingdom, contacted me and asked if they could air this video on their programs. They thought my formula for finding the love of your life was brilliant and would be useful to millions of their viewers, and I thought many of you might feel the same. The second video was inspired by a class I took while doing my postgraduate studies called epistemology. It's the study of learning how we know what we know. And in this free bonus video, I give you what I think is the single easiest way to learn what's true about anything. And if you learn this one technique, you will be miles ahead of most people in the world in regards to knowing what's really true. This leads to more accurate, useful knowledge that leads to a more balanced and happy life. And the amazing thing is, this is not that hard to do. So here's the question to answer. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing, or do you want your life to be better? The choice is yours. And remember, there's always a 60-day money-back guarantee, because taking a risk should never stand in the way of being happier and having the love that you deserve. So just click on the link below to access the video series. May love abound in your life the way you want.